Hey y'all! So we're going to be doing a really nice flow today for outer hips and leg mobility, some stretchy, good, feely stuff. I've got a rooster back here who's probably going to be crowing half the time, so just enjoy it. I always say that the best time to meditate is in the middle of a New York City subway station because it's a lot easier to meditate when we're in a room with like serene, music playing, but that's not when we need it. We need it when life's chaotic. We need it when there's craziness. So practice being mindful when there's distractions, like a rooster or chaos. Let's begin. Find your way into a comfortable seated position. Hands wherever you would like. Let them fall into your lap. Perhaps closing down the eyes if it makes you feel comfortable. Just breathe however your body wants to today. Lean back just slightly, lift the brightness of your heart, drop your shoulders, soften your forehead. And think of today what your body needs physically, emotionally, and mentally. I invite you to bring your hands to your heart, a gesture of gratitude and respect for yourself and for others who surround you. Together we'll take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Lay your hands fall back into your lap. Begin some circles with your chest. Just like you're hula hooping with the ribs, big round circle. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Going as far to the back as you do to the front, as far to the left as you do to the right. Okay, so next time you're in the back, switch direction. So if you've been running a lot, sitting a lot, hiking a lot, anything that either uses your legs a lot or doesn't get any motion into your legs, this flow is going to be really good for you. We're not going to be doing too much with the spine or the arms today. Alright, return back to center. Go ahead and get off your seat and come onto hands and knees, a tabletop position. Flex your feet so your toes tuck under and walk back, sit onto your heels. Get your pinky toes to participate. They usually don't like this, but yeah, just tuck them under. If this is too much for you, by all means, just keep your hands down on the ground. You can also put a pillow between your feet and your glutes. This is really great for your feet, for your ankles, for your knees, especially if you're on your feet a lot. It's a wonderful way to stretch out the fascia on the bottom of your foot. Also to stretch out your toes, which can get so cramped from wearing socks and wearing shoes. We want our toes to be nice and spread out. It helps with our balance. And that, when they're spread out and we have that assistance and balance, and there's less stress on our ankles and knees and hips. A couple more breaths. You're doing great. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down, return to tabletop. Cross your left shin over your right calf. So my right calf stays where it is, and I bring the middle part of my shin bone into the meaty part of my right calf. Again, you can put the pillow under your seat on top of your feet, or just sit right back, hips on towards feet. It should feel sensational. If this feels good, you're probably doing it wrong. So it should feel like you're getting a deep tissue massage in your calf. And if you don't feel that intensity, or it doesn't feel like you're getting the muscle kind of massage, then take a moment and adjust the calf, see if maybe it needs to go a little bit lower for you. The two main muscles in our calf, the top one, that kind of like defined calf muscle that we see, the gastrocnemius. But then if you go a little bit lower on your calf, you're going to find the soleus. And so try taking that shin bone lower and see if one is tighter than the other. Okay, shift forward. Let's switch sides. So now the right shin bone crosses over the meaty part of the left calf. Sit on back. Try to keep the shoulders and the forehead relaxed. And again, adjust if you need to. See if you find a spot either higher or lower that feels more impactful. And of course, you never want to hurt yourself. Yoga is meant to create space, not restrict space. And sometimes if we go too far, we push too far, we can actually retract. Awesome. Go ahead and shift forward to tabletop position. Lift your left leg out to the side like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. And you can hold, or if it's okay for your hip today, do some big circles. Okay, heart faces forward. Go ahead and look forward. Taking the circle to the largest that you can for your body. I'm trying not to move my pelvis too much. I'm really just trying to move my left leg. Switch direction of those circles. Equal weight on both hands. This is great for the outer hip as well as the joint. Wonderful. The next time your knee draws forward, we're going to step left foot forward between thumbs. Ooh, you might need your hands to help slide that foot up. Back knee's down, walk it back a little bit. Bring left hand onto left knee, turn your left toes to point outward, and then circle the hips. So the hips are going to go forward and back, and the left knee is going to be making some big circles. Right hand is down, right fingers point outward. Lean back a little bit in your chest. All right, switch direction with the knee, the front left knee, circling now the other way. Hips still going forward and back. Check into your breath. Is it stable? Is it supportive? Really lengthen your exhales. Wonderful. Hold forward. Both palms down inside your left foot. Reach your heart forward. Big breath in and out. Tuck your right toes under. Three-legged dog. Lift your left leg up and back. Flex your left foot. Point the left toes down towards the floor. Peek your left ankle towards the sky. Drop shoulders away from ears. Let your head just hang heavy. That right heel, think of it reaching towards the ground. It's okay if it doesn't touch. Just think of it reaching downward. Look forward, step left foot by thumbs. Step right foot by thumbs. Step feet wide enough apart that they're a little wider than hip distance. Clasp opposite elbows. And gently swing your torso side to side. Don't worry, we'll do that other side in just a moment. Really push your heels down towards the ground. Soften your jaw. Press into your legs. Stand up, reach up. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Turn both toes out and step your feet off of your mat so they're wide. Then bend both knees. Bring your palms or your forearms to the tops of your thighs. Use your arms and your leg muscles to actively push your knees outward and open. Then lift the chest, drop the shoulders. Weight into your heels. If it feels good, you can rock side to side. You should not feel any pain in your knee here, or either knee. All right, hands come down, legs press towards straight. Step your feet hip distance apart again. Then we'll plant hands and walk yourself back to a plank pose. Great. Heart reaching forward. Feel free to drop your knees to the ground. Spread the fingers wide for 3, 2, drop the knees, tabletop. Walk the knees forward, take a cat, inhale. And a cow. I got that backwards, but you know what I mean. Inhale up. This is actually cow. And exhale round cat. Awesome. Come back to tabletop. Now you're going to reach the right leg up like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant to the right. And take some circles on that side. Start one direction. Don't worry, we'll do both. And pay attention to your hands. Fingers spread wide. Make sure the knuckles are pressing down onto the ground. Draw that knee forward as much as you can before lifting it up. Notice if one hip has more rotational ability than the other one. Okay, reverse direction. Notice if you're leaning, try to keep equal weight on both hands. Awesome. The next time your leg comes forward, we're going to step it forward by the right thumb. Wonderful. Slide the left knee back. And bring your right hand to your right knee. We'll turn the left fingers to point outward slightly, right toes to point outward, and then circle the right knee as your hips move forward and back. Check into your shoulders and your jaw. Try not to create any unnecessary tension. Wonderful. Reverse direction. Nice deep breath in and out. Wonderful. The next time your hips are forward, keep them forward. Bring your right hand inside the right foot. Right toes point forward. Heart reaches past the front of your mat. Take a big breath in and out. Plant your hands three-legged dog. Lift your right leg up and back. Adjust your palms as you need to. All right, right toes point down. Right knee points down. With your arms, think of your triceps trying to touch and your biceps trying to move apart. Look forward. Step right foot by right thumb. Step left foot by left thumb. Take your feet just a little bit wider. Slight bend in your knees. Put your belly on your thighs. And reach back and interlace your hands at the back, at the lower back. If that's uncomfortable, you can always just grab your hips. You could also fist bump yourself at your lower back. Spread your toes. Couple more breaths. Release your hands. Press strong into your legs. Stand up, reach up, arms go high, breathe in. And exhale, hands to the sides, stay lifted. Good. Step your feet together. Cross your right ankle in front of your left ankle. So pinky toes are touching, and you're doing your best to stand straight. There's going to be a little bend in the knees though. Reach the hands high to the sky. Grab your right wrist. Side bend towards the left. So right ankle is in front, and you're reaching your right hand up and over towards the left. Lean your hips towards the right. Drop the shoulders. Turn your chest towards the sky. Lift your pubic bone up towards your belly button. We'll slowly return back to center. Release your hands and then cross your legs. Shake out what you need to. We'll recross with the other side now. Left leg crosses in front of right ankle. Pinky toes beside one another. Arms up. Breathe in. Grab the left wrist and lean towards your right. Good. Try and press strong through your legs. Drop the shoulders. Lean back and turn your chest towards the sky. Inner thighs squeezing towards each other. And we'll slowly return back to center. Release the feet and the arms. Great. Inhale, arms up, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your chest, shoulders back. Hands plant, left leg steps back. Drop your left knee. Inhale, low lunge, rise up. Option to stay right here. If you want to get a little deeper today, reach both hands back, bend the back knee, reach hands back, draw the foot towards you. Watch out for your kneecap here. Feel free to put padding underneath the back knee. Really lift the pubic bone up towards belly button. Moving your hips back so they're stacked above your left knee. Spreading the toes of your front foot and hugging your elbows towards one another. Good. Sit as tall as you can within this. One more breath here. No slingshotting, gently release the back leg. Slowly back down to the floor. Great. Hands go up one more time, or you're still there. Breathe in. And exhale, hands come down. Step your back foot just a couple inches closer to your front foot. Lift up the back knee. Straighten both legs and fold forward over your right leg. It's totally okay if your front knee needs to be bent a bit. You can also turn your back foot outward slightly. Push your heels down, so if that back heel is up, I want you to step it closer to your front foot so both feet can be flat on the floor. If this is enough of a stretch, stay right here. Otherwise, add on by inhaling, lifting up the chest, plant your left hand down, reach your right hand high to the sky. Now, use the right hand to help draw your right hip back. Make sure your pelvis is flat to the best of your ability. And then the twist is coming from the ribs, not from your pelvis. I don't care how high your hand gets. I'd rather you keep a sensation in your legs versus looking or getting a certain height with your hand. Awesome. Bring your right hand down to the floor. Walk your hands to the left. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. Toes point slightly inward, heels outward, and fold forward between your legs. Keep the legs strong, so this is not just a passive stretch. I want legs activated. Push your feet into the floor so much that you feel your kneecaps lift up towards your pelvis. Toes spread wide, heels down towards the ground. Head is heavy, shoulders relaxed. Inhale up, palms underneath shoulders. Bend your left knee. That might be right where you stay, or turn the left toes to point away from you. Bend deeper to the left leg. Walk the hands slightly to the left, or maybe go even further so that the right toes point to the sky. Now, listen to my voice rather than what you're seeing on the computer, because it's going to look different side to side. But your right leg is straight, your left knee is bent. Awesome. Walk back through center. We'll do the other side now. Bend into your right knee. Maybe you stay there. Maybe turn the right toes outward. Bend a bit deeper. Maybe bend all the way so the left toes point to the sky. You do not need to get low. Just do what feels good to your body. You should always listen to your body. Okay, slowly come back to center. Walk your hands to the front of your mat and step back to downward dog. Palms and fingers spread wide, feet hip distance apart. Heels might need to spin outward just slightly so that your feet are truly a parallel 11. Big breath in, bigger breath out. Look forward, left foot steps between thumbs, drop the back knee down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Maybe you stay right here, or maybe you bend the back foot, reach the hands back, drawing heel towards butt cheek. If this feels challenging to balance, just walk your left foot a little bit more to the left, so you've got a wider base left to right. Lift up through the front of the belly, reach up through the crown of the head, through the back of your neck. Drop the shoulders as you squeeze the elbows towards one another. Nice deep breaths in and out. In and out. Woo. Balance. Alright, gently release the back foot. Try not to slingshot it. One more time, hands reach up. Maybe you've been there the whole time. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Good, lift up your back knee, step your back foot slightly closer, and forward fold over straight legs. Let your head hang just like an apple bobbing from a tree. Remember that back foot should be flat. Step it closer if you need to. Push the inner edge of your front foot down, almost like you're stomping on a gas pedal. You like to go fast. And again, you can stay just like this or add on now by lifting up the chest, planting the right hand down. Use your left hand for a moment to draw the left hip back, and then reach the left hand up towards the sky. Deep breaths in and out. In and out. Twisting through the ribs, but keeping the pelvis flat. Let's bring the left hand down. We're going to skip the wide-legged forward fold on this side since we already did it. And step back to downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. And exhale. Great, look forward, half pigeon. Right knee comes behind right palm. Walk your left knee back. Rise up on the fingertips. I want some activity in the legs here. So the right hip is going to squeeze back, the left hip is going to squeeze forward. And we're lifting the front of the belly up, lifting the chest up, or reaching up to the crown of the head. You can also bring one hand to your knee, one hand to your foot. Just trying to keep the weight equal between both hips. Good, one more breath here. And go ahead and flex your back foot, tuck the back toes under, make sure the pinky toe is touching the floor. And that might be enough for you, you can stay there. Or you can lift the back knee, so it's going to feel like a lunge, just like a high lunge. Then start to squeeze your legs together so much that you start to elevate your hips a bit more. Good, for 3, 2, 1, and sink back down. Good, plant your hands, step up and back, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, point your right knee to the sky. Good, drive right knee to nose. Step onto it, come up to high lunge. So right toes point forward, fingertips can be on the ground, or now's your chance, up to the sky. Good, press your back heel away from you, reach your front knee forward. Big breath in, front heel presses down, big breath out. Nice work. Hands coming down to the ground. Step your left knee behind your right foot. Okay, drop your shin to the ground and sit down. If your right sit bone can't get flat to the floor, then stretch your left leg out in front of you. Otherwise, you're going to keep the left leg bent in. Both sit bones firmly planted. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, twist to your right. Use your left arm to hug your right knee. Right fingertips come behind you. Lift the chest, drop the shoulders. Now use your left arm pretty actively, so you're pulling the right knee across your belly, across your chest, towards your left armpit. At the same time, now push your right knee in to your left arm. So there's some active, like 10% of strength, pushing back against your arm. You should feel your outer right hip light up. One more breath in and out. Good, look forward, unwind the rest of the body. Walk your right foot in front of you, lean on to your right hip, and set your left leg down to the left, so you're making a zigzag with it, and then bring your right foot down in front of you as well. So kind of like a Z shape with your legs. Okay, wonderful. Think of that left hip dropping down towards the floor. Then roll onto your sits bones, so lift your knees up to the sky. You can use your hands as you need to, and drop yourself into that Z seat on the other side. Letting now the right hip fall down towards the floor. Okay, roll back to the first side, and back to the second side. Use your hands or not. Do what your body needs. If you're on a hill or a slope in any way, this is really challenging. Okay, stay on the first side now. Plant your hands, shift forward, step into downward dog. Half pigeon, left knee draws forward, set it down. Slide the right knee back. Great. we're gonna hang here for a little bit, but we're not gonna get low. We're gonna stay with activity in the legs. So actively drawing the left hip back, the right hip forward, actively lifting instead of sinking or pulling up. You can always bring hands higher if that feels better to you. Check into the forehead, soften it. Check into the shoulders, into the jaw, even into the throat. Let these areas soften where we can tend to hold tension. Good, keep breathing, please. All right, now flex your right foot. And lift up your right knee off the floor, so it's going to be like a high lunge. And start to squeeze your hips inward or your inner thighs towards each other. So it's a lot like a high lunge, but the front leg's in pigeon. Really strengthen your back leg. Kick the back heel away from you. Activate, activate. Good, release the back knee. Return back to half pigeon. Pull out your hands, lift up and back, three-legged dog. The left leg goes high. Bend your left knee, point your left knee to the ceiling. Look forward, step left foot between thumbs. High lunge, you can always keep the fingers down instead, or here you go, lift on up. Awesome. Back leg strong, fierce. Front knee, bending deep. We've got some fluidity within that. Front heel presses down. Pull the belly up and back away from the front thigh. Good, and that'll help stretch the right thigh a bit more. Soften shoulders. Whew. Another deep breath in. Hands come down. Step right knee behind left foot. Sit down onto your right hip. Kick the right foot out of the way a little bit, and both sits bones come to the floor for seated twist. Remember, you can straighten that right leg out in front of you. I'd rather both sits bones are firmly flat. Okay, inhale, arms go up. Exhale, we twist to the left. Hugging that left knee in, crossing your body. And then at the same time, like 10% of strength, push your left knee into your arm. Gaze whichever direction your chest is facing. Unwind. Great, and then you're gonna lean onto your right hip again. And this time you're gonna pull your left leg across and come with feet together into butterfly pose. So bottoms of the feet touching, both knees wide. Push the pinky toe edges of your feet together so you can actively push your knees down, right? So we're not just sitting, you're using muscle and strength to push the knees downward. You can have fingertips behind you to be lifting through the chest. You can have fingertips in front of you, on your knees, whatever is comfortable to you, okay? Another big breath in. And then as you're ready, maybe the hands walk forward, but keep the pinky toes pressing together. So you're actively pushing the knees down. Good, push, push, push. Pushing the feet together, pushing the knees outward. And slowly come all the way back up. Hands come to the front of your mat, step back, down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Awesome, look forward, walk or hop, feet to hands. Bend your right knee, keep your left leg straight, and then take your forehead towards your left shin. Like you're trying to touch your forehead to your left kneecap as the right knee bends deeply. You should feel this in your outer hip, your hamstring. Awesome, release, back back to center. Bend your left knee, straighten your right knee, and then take your forehead towards your right kneecap. Let the toes spread wide. Shoulders stay soft. Even though you're reaching your head to your right kneecap, try not to like crane or strain your neck. Try to keep it pretty neutral. You could think maybe more of reaching your chest bone to your right kneecap. Release back to center. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, have a seat on your sits bones. Great. Extend your legs out in front of you. Move the inner thighs in, the outer thighs out. Great. And then cross the right ankle over the left knee. Inhale, the arms go high. Exhale, you're going to fold forward, or you're going to stay there with your fingers behind you, lifting chest. Okay? Whichever you're choosing, keep reaching the heart away from the belly, keeping the torso long, the spine long. Flex your feet, push your thighs towards the ground. Okay if you need to bend your knees, but think of that downward push. Shoulders draw back. If you're holding onto your legs, give a little pull to reach your heart forward through your shoulders. Awesome. Slowly release. Bring the right knee with you and draw it in. Reach your hands down. Grab the outer edges of your right foot. Kick your right foot up towards the sky. You could always hold your ankle or your calf instead. Try to reach your chest up towards your toes as you kick your foot up towards the sky. Lift and lengthen through your lower back. Wonderful. Now cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Option 1, you can stay here. Option 2, lean to the left and slide your left foot in into fire log so you've got your shins stacked. Flex both feet. Inhale, the arms go up. Exhale, hands come to your heart and back behind you to fingertips. Push into them, lift the chest. This is option 1. This is where we stay. Option 2, fingers go in front and you walk forward, coming to palms or down to your forearms. Keep the legs active though. Keep your heels away from you as you draw your toes back towards your knees. Good. One more breath in and out. And slowly rising up. Draw the right knee in again. Extend the left leg out. And now both legs will go out. Take a moment, bend and straighten your legs. Good. Lean onto the right hip. Kick your left leg behind you. We're going to come back kind of into that zigzag-like shape that we did earlier. This time though, shift forward and stand up on your shins. Push your hips forward like wah-yah, and heart reaches forward also. Nice. Then sit down and we're going to roll back to the other side just like earlier. Sit up this time. Push your hips forward. Lift the chest. Sit down. Spin it around. Isn't that a song? Alright, hips forward. Woo! Chest up. Sit down. And the other side. Good. Keep breathing. Keep going. One of the most important things we can do, right? Just keep going. I mean, sometimes we gotta stop and slow down and rest, but yes, I mean, like, keep giving, don't keep going, don't give up. Keep giving too, though. Alright, the next time you're down, roll to the front. We'll stay there. Swing the left leg in front of you, both feet forward. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Press your left ankle over your right ankle. Flex your feet. Fingers come behind you. Option 1, we stay here, lifting chest. Breathing. Option 2, we're reaching hands forward, grabbing shins, ankles, feet, reaching heart forward towards toes. Hello, legs. You know, with yoga, it's often easier the less flexible you are, because you have to do less to feel more. So if you're here and you're like, oh, this is already so intense, great. You're in the right spot. As long as you're feeling some nice sensation in the backs of your legs and maybe even your outer left hip and left thigh. So for a moment, just bow your head, chin to chest, see how that changes the feeling. Then sit back up. We'll draw the left knee with you. Grab the outer edges of your left foot and kick your left foot up towards the sky. Sit up tall. If you need one hand back for support, go for it. Shoulders drop down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Then cross your left ankle above your right knee. Flex your right and left foot. Option 1, you're hanging here. Option 2, lean onto the right hip. Fire logs, spin your right foot in. We've got knee above ankle, ankle above knee, all right? So they're stacked. And again, fingers can be behind or bring them in front of you. Keeping the back of the neck long, the spine long. Notice where your thoughts have gone. Just a couple more breaths here. Slowly rise back up. We'll sit on, straighten out the right leg, sit onto the left leg, and let's bring, we're going to skip those rotational things, we did them on the other side, so let's bring feet out wide, left to right. Good, adjust whatever you need to feel comfortable. And take some ankle circles. Great, and then point your feet. Push your thighs to the ground. Reach your right hand to the sky and lean to your left. The left arm can be down on top of your thigh or on your mat. Use your left arm to kind of push and turn your chest upward towards the ceiling. Keep pushing the right thigh down. Push the right hip down. Great, slowly come all the way back up. Take a moment. Re-push the thighs into the floor, re-point the toes if you've lost that. Then left arm reaches up. Lean to the right. Right arm down to help rotate the body. Push left thigh into the floor. Push left hip into the floor. Slowly return back up to center. Again, take a moment, breathe in and out. And bring hands either behind you to fingertips or in front of you. Go ahead and start to walk the hands forward a little or a lot. We'll be here for a couple breaths, so do what feels best for your body. To place a block under your forehead, make a pillow out of your hands. Or if you have like a big yoga bolster, you might rest that underneath your forehead. You don't have to be super low. Okay, slowly come on back up. Close your legs. or bring your legs together, seems more appropriate to say. Scoot your hips forward towards the front of your mat. Let's roll down onto your back. Awesome, then draw your knees into your chest. Gently rock side to side across your legs. Great. Cross your right knee over your left knee. Inner thighs are going to be squeezing together. Take your feet apart left to right and reach your hands forward. Your left hand's going to grab your right shin and your right hand is going to grab your left shin. You could grab your feet instead of your shins as well. Then kick your feet into your hands, kind of unbend your knees a little bit. Keeping the knees crossed though. Knees are pulling into the chest. Gently let your legs fall back down, but release the hands, keep the knees crossed, and drop your knees over to the left. You can gaze at the sky, you could gaze over your right palm. Do what feels best. I can just zone out in these twists. Let's keep moving though. Gently roll back to your back. Great. Uncross your knees and recross them the other way. Then draw your knees into your chest, reach up, grab the foot or shin that's in front of you. You're coming into Cow face pose, laying on your back. Also known as Gomu Kasana legs. The knees draw in, the feet flex. You're kicking your feet open left to right. Alright, release your feet, but keep your knees crossed. And now your legs drop to the right. Coming into a twist. Again, gaze up or gaze over your left shoulder. Gently roll back to your back. Knees will draw into your chest. Great. So option one, we're just going to stay here holding our knees near our chest like a little ball. Option two, you'll bring the hands by your sides. Kick your legs up and over the crown of your head, coming into Plow Pose. Good. Make sure the weight stays on your shoulders, never on your neck. You're welcome to have your hands at your lower back or interlace them and reach them towards the floor. Think of lifting your thighs away from your head and lifting your hips up and away from the ground. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. And slowly come back down to your back. Let yourself just lay flat for a moment. Feet down, knees can be up, spine is neutral. We're going to head into Shavasana now. And that might look like legs on top of a pillow under your knees. That might look like legs at the wall. Or that might be feet together and knees out to the sides, like butterfly legs. Do what feels best to you. You can have your hands outstretched by your sides, or let one hand be on your belly, one on your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Sigh it out. Then let your body just breathe however it wants. Let the muscles melt towards the floor. And trust that I'll get you up in a few moments, but for now there's nothing to do, nowhere to be, nowhere to go. Just practice stillness. Begin to deepen your breath. Add in some yawns and wiggles and stretches. Give yourself the next 5 to 7 slow breaths to find your way to a seated position. When you arrive and seated, you're welcome to bring your hands to your lap or join them together at your heart. We'll take a nice deep breath in and out. Thanks so much for sharing your practice today. Have a wonderful rest of your day.